Yes, people, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Premier League Week 26 preview. Obviously, we've got a weekend load of fixtures. And not only that, but the Champions League and the Europa League draws happen as well. So we'll get into that one. And as well as the Liverpool Aston Villa game, that ended this week. That happened actually. And 2-2, great game. Great game. Aston Villa, took the lead and Liverpool fought back. It was wild. Obviously, the Champions League games, we'll talk about that one. We'll talk about the City Liverpool game as well this weekend. This is going to be an interesting show. Josh, here to talk again. How you doing, my friend? All good?
I'm doing okay until I realised that if we go past PSV in the Champions League round of 16, we'll be facing one of the Madrid teams in the quarters. So that'll be our Champions League campaign ended there. But apart from that, personally, it's been busy with exams and whatnot, but I'm doing fine. I'm pulling through.
That's good.
Hope you're doing well as well.
I'm not doing too bad, man. I hope everything went well this weekend with your exams and everything like that. But yeah, let's get started. Obviously, we've got the City Liverpool game this weekend. Where do you want to start first? Because I think Aston Villa Liverpool makes sense first. That one happened first, I think. So we'll start with Aston Villa Liverpool.
Yeah, okay.
Crazy game. Liverpool had a heck of a lot of chances. Villa could have won it at the end. They could have won it right at the death. What are you saying about the game? Because both teams could have got the winner for both sides. Both teams could have got the winner. Both teams could have scored. Darwin Núñez, terrible.
That miss was insane. Yeah. Basically, I feel it's a game that both sides feel they could have won. Yeah. I didn't have the best view of this because I was in a pub and I was quite a few pints deep. So my memory of the game might be a bit distorted, as with Real Madrid City. But from what I could tell, yeah, it was a pretty good game. That Núñez howl. I mean, I saw people criticising Szoboszlai for squaring it from that area, but at the end of the day, when you've got an £85 million striker waiting to tap it in, you've got to square it. Yeah. Obviously, Salah with another goal and another assist. I think he's only joined there with Eric Cantona, Matt Letizia, Thierry Henry, and Eden Hazard as the only person to play 10 Premier League games and get a goal and assist in each of them. So, I mean, that guy. I mean, he may not pass the aesthetics test, but he is genuinely such a class footballer. I love him. I don't necessarily love watching him, but his creative output is just absolutely insane. And he is. If you were to do an all-times, I think the biggest praise I can give Mohamed Salah is you could create your all-time Liverpool 11. And despite the great history that club has and all the great players they've had, he still makes it in there without a doubt. That's how good he is. But,
I hear it.
I mean, especially, I can't remember who shot just wide towards the end. Might have been Morgan Rogers, although it probably wasn't. But that was a massive chance. I thought it went in. Unfortunately, it didn't.
I think so. I couldn't remember who scored, like who took the shot, but it was at the end. It was wasn't it? No, it wasn't Tielemans. Was it that took the shot at the end?
No, I don't think it was. I can't remember honestly. Like I said, I was about 6 points deep, but yeah, I should still remember if I'm going on a football podcast show.
No, it's all right.
My bad on that.
Yeah, it's all good. But anyways, that game ended really interesting. Rashford had a decent performance. I think he looked all right. I'm not one to praise Marcus Rashford because I don't. I'm not a massive fan of him, as you know, with my time, obviously here in United or whatever happened recently. I just look. He had a good game. I think he had a good game. He played well, and man, Liverpool dropping points lately. They've not picked up. I mean, they won against what? Wolves just by the skin of the teeth.
That was a really close game.
Wolves should have scored that 1-on-1 chance, and then that would have blown the title race wide open. Like, if you let's say they'd drawn those two games, -2 points right now for Liverpool. How many points are they ahead of you right now?
They'd be 6 points, although we'd have the game in hand. Yeah,
exactly. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you guys could literally have the best chance to go to level with Liverpool. In the space of a week, but I mean, I don't know. It clutched it up. Liverpool clutched up and they won. So you can't really,
They always
you
clutch
know,
up.
they always do. Yeah, Liverpool unfortunately they clutch up and they get the result when they need it. In terms of obviously their draw against Villa, does it hurt them? Not as of yet. It doesn't hurt them yet. But but especially with Man City coming this weekend, it might play into their hands. We never know. I think
It's
it can be a
sorry,
different
carry
game.
on.
No, it's okay. Go on.
It's worth noting that Villa haven't lost at Villa Park in the Premier League, I don't believe, since their first game of the season at Villa Park, which was against Arsenal. So it goes to
Yeah,
show how tough it is there. And a point at Villa Park to go 8 points clear, it's definitely not the end of the world, especially
they
when the
play
team
Chelsea
closest
next.
to you. Yeah, especially when the team close to you has a defensive midfielder up front with a 17-year-old on one wing and Leandro Trossard on the other. So I don't think Liverpool fans should be sweating too much. Having said that, they probably should at the same time because I believe they go to the Etihad at the weekend. City, they are in poor form, but you know, at the end of the day, it's Manchester City. They've got individual quality all over the pitch. They have got Pep Guardiola, and Liverpool haven't won there since Klopp's debut season in 2015 in the league. 4-1 victory in, I believe it was November, might have been October. No, I think it was November 2015. So obviously history is against them there, but considering how they've performed this season, there's no doubt they can get 3 points, but it will be tough. They've also got Newcastle in midweek as well, if I'm not mistaken, before entering the FA Cup at the beginning
Yeah,
of March. So
I remember that
these
weekend.
these next these next three games could be title deciding, as Arsenal have West Ham on the Saturday. Then we
Yeah.
travel to the City Ground midweek, which will be a really tough game.
Oh, that'll
And
be
at the end
tough.
of the day, we never perform well at Old Trafford. We've won there a couple of times in recent years, but
But the
we
thing is,
never.
United in the Premier League, we've not performed well at Old Trafford this year. So I think that's
But Akavan, that honestly means absolutely nothing. Arsenal will not play very well at Old Trafford. I'm telling you that now.
both teams are lacking goal scorers up front. It could be a dead 0-0. We never know. It could be the deadest
It will
0-0.
probably pan out that way.
It
Or you
might
might
be.
hit a counter attack. Honestly, I don't. It's going to be that Old Trafford game. I'm worried about it because of all the PTSD over recent years, and I don't even remember the worst defeats. You know, it's terrible.
No, I hear it obviously because Arsenal United at Old Trafford is always something interesting. Because when I remember in David Moyes' first year, I was like, yeah, we're not losing to Arsenal this weekend. I had a good feeling we'd win because it was at home against Arsenal. United would have wanted it more. Arsenal came to Old Trafford, played okay. I thought they played okay at the time, and then we ended up winning 1-0. It was one of my
Van
favorite
Persie.
results. Yeah, Van Persie he celebrated as well. He
Yeah,
celebrated
you did.
because
No, I've
because
seen
Arsenal
the highlights of that.
because Arsenal fans decided to taunt him for winning the league with United or for going to
Well,
United, and he didn't celebrate. He scored twice. He didn't celebrate the year before. The year after, he was like, "Yeah, nah, fuck it, I'm doing
fuck
it."
that, yeah, fair.
uh,
We were top of the league at the time as well, and we just beaten Borussia Dortmund
yeah,
away, who
you
were
were,
Champions League
you were,
finalists. So we were in
you were
really
top
good
of the league
form.
for most of that year. You were top of the league for most of that
We
year as
actually
well.
were 48% of the year, I think.
I think majority of the year was you guys, and then Chelsea for a bit, and then City for a bit, Liverpool for
And then
Liverpool for the majority of
Liverpool.
Liverpool majority for the second half because City had games in hand, and then and then Chelsea as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, but points on the board matters most. But at the same time, like I remember that weekend where you said Liverpool won 4-1 against Man City, because United went top of the league that day as well after that late winner against Watford. Schweinsteiger, late goal. I was like I was in Singapore in the hotel room. I was celebrating like I was 15, 16 years. I was 16 years old. I was celebrating. That was one of my favorite. Also one of my favorite games. Not my favorite games, but I just love the goal so much.
The memories of it.
Yeah, the memories, and I was like, please, this year has to be our year. We're top of the league now. We've gone top of the league twice. We have to go with the league now, and the rest is history. It is what it is.
Less said about that, the better. But no.
Actually, no. Leicester City won the league, so it's all good. Leicester City ended up being Premier League champions, so we good. But yeah, Liverpool, Aston Villa 2-2. Obviously, it might come back to bite Liverpool. We'll see. Hopefully, it does. Hopefully Liverpool will end up falling. They play City this weekend. We'll preview that game in a bit. Let's get to the Champions League draw. I think that game was something. You know, speaking of Aston Villa, they're in the Champions League. right? Champions League draw
Indeed
came
they
out
are.
today. Let's start with the most let's start with the least interesting fixtures first before before we get to the main ones. I think this game, Bruges Aston Villa. I mean, is that game really interesting to watch?
Hey. All I'm saying is, Club Brugge, they put Atalanta to the sword twice, right?
They
If
did.
you watch the highlights of that game,
My dark horses, unfortunately.
their performances were absolutely insane, and they also beat Aston Villa in the league phase, although that was due to a
Yeah.
dodgy penalty. So I know what they're saying, like, oh, Liverpool, Aston Villa could meet up in the quarters. At the end of the day, it's not that simple. Club Brugge will be a really, really stern test, much like
I would have
PSG.
loved Atalanta to be in the knockouts. I would have loved them to be in the knockouts because they would have been such a good team to watch. Like Liverpool, they'd have been such a tough team to face for any team. Like, I'll be real, any
They
team.
were
Like,
for Arsenal.
no,
We
it
were
is.
a double wonder save away from losing at their place in the opening match week.
Man, this knockout stage is so interesting. Like, just if Arsenal win, they go to Madrid. Whoever, no matter who, they go to Madrid.
Mhm.
They're off to Madrid.
That's what we have got to get past PSV first.
Sorry,
We've got to get past PSV first.
City. It's like PSG, Liverpool, Bruges, Aston Villa, Benfica, Barcelona, Dortmund versus Lille, Bayern versus Leverkusen. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be such a good game to watch. Feyenoord versus Inter. Let's start with this one. Okay, we'll go in order. PSV, Arsenal, because I think, you know what. Obviously, PSV got the win against Juventus. That was such a crazy good game to watch. Well,
That was a
at
good
the end, PSV ended up getting the winner. We all thought it was going to go to penalties. That was the only game that went to extra time this weekend, I think, actually. Well, for this week for the European games, or excuse me, for the Champions League games.
Champions League.
And Juventus got knocked out. Like, how it happened was a disgrace. Like, Juventus were literally up. Juventus were literally like they were up in the tie as well, and then they bottled it away at PSV 3-1, right? They missed a heck load of chances. Both teams missed a heck load of chances. PSG slapped Brest 7-0. Pause. Obviously, no, you have to get
10-0
it.
in aggregate.
You have to get it. 10-0 in aggregate. Real Madrid 3-1 City. Obviously, if you see that Gavardio goal against Gavardio Gavardio. Mbappe sitting down Gavardio.
Like that.
And he was like, looking back, and I'm like, oh my god, who the hell are you? I'm like, Mbappe's just humbled Man City, and that banner for me, that Man City banner really triggered Real Madrid. You don't poke the bear. You don't poke the bear because
Suicide in European football, isn't
it's
it?
literally big up Narit, bro, big up. Yeah, you get PSG finishing first. Listen, it'll be interesting because PSG have a good midfield now. Obviously. Now PSG look interesting now because I think PSG's midfield looks good. I like the midfield. I like the attack. It's gonna be the battle of the attack, but at the same time I think defensively, who I bet to win, I think Liverpool win. I think Liverpool defensively, like compared to PSG, I think is slightly better. I think if you look at the two defenses, you'd pick Liverpool's defense all day. But midfield is going to be the midfield battle will be really interesting because I like Vitinha, I like John Neves, and I like is it Ruiz? Is it plays for them? Ruiz. And then for Liverpool, you got Gravenberch, you got McAllister, you got Szoboszlai. That's a decent midfield. Like, obviously you got some good players over there. But we'll get to that prediction in a bit. Dortmund 3-0 against Sporting through. Benfica through against Monaco. Crazy 3-3 game actually. If you deep it, it was a 1-0 win to Benfica away in Monaco, and then Benfica go home and get a 3-3 draw. Celtic with the last gasp. Oh man,
that's heartbreaking.
Celtic could have gone through, or at least to extra time. Extra time against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. You know how close was that? AC Milan, Yeah, nah, Conceição, you need to get the sack, my friend. You're finished.
I'm so happy that we didn't draw them in the round of 16 after what happened with Porto last year.
Bro, we would have
He
had
does not like Arteta, does he?
we would have had a Milan derby round of 16 in the Champions League had Milan gone through. I wanted
would
to
have been
watch
three
that
derbies.
Milan derby so much. Wait, what's the other derby? Oh yeah, German derby, isn't it? German.
Well, not exactly a derby, but a rivalry.
But but the same homeland. Yeah, I hear you. And yeah, it's interesting. Atalanta shock of the round, man. I'm surprised Atalanta got eliminated. They were my dark horses to win the whole thing. They were my outsider chance to win the whole thing. They're a team that had an outsider chance to win the whole thing. Like if I had to pick a team that had an outsider chance of the top teams like Madrid, Barca, Bayern, Inter, because Inter have a good chance. Liverpool. I pick Atalanta. I think Atalanta against most of the teams outside of them can pose a threat. Can definitely do something, but they lost to Club Brugge at home, and it's not great. And the manager came out and said about Adam Lukman. What are your thoughts on that? Because I heard a lot about the Adam Lukman stuff. And look, I'll say my part in a bit, but I want to hear your thoughts on that one versus Gasperini on Lukman. What do you make of that?
Well, I was surprised that a manager would actually say that, especially considering previous players this season. I know as an Arsenal fan have missed penalties for Atalanta, and Gasperini came out and was talking about how it's natural, everyone misses penalties and whatnot. I think it was more emotion more than anything, obviously because he had just been knocked out of the Champions League and whatnot. I feel like there is a level of accountability there in terms of, at the end of the day, you're multi-millionaire footballers. You've got to be held accountable if you play a big part in your players. But at the same time, I mean, like I said, he didn't call out his other players for missing penalties. It was just Lookman. So I did feel a bit bad for the poor stud there. But, at the end of the day, it's accountability. It does scream double standards in a way, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree with you. I think that Adam Lukman should just be like, you know what? I'll take it as criticism. I'll move on. To single him out is unfair in my opinion. I think you could have done it to other players as well. But to single out Adam Lukman, the guy who won you that Europa League with a hat trick in the final, I think that's really unfair towards Adam Lukman. But to say he's the worst penalty taker of all time, I can understand the frustration, but at the same time, to single him out when he scored your only goal that night to even give you a chance to go through, understand he missed the penalty, but like still, to single him out is not fair. I understand the criticism completely. Like to hold him accountable for missing the penalty, sure, I understand that completely. But to single him out for the performance, you can't. You can't single him out because there's so many of those players on that pitch who probably didn't give a shit. You can't just single out your best player. Obviously, he'll be the one to look at when you know what, you didn't perform today. He's our best player. I had to talk about him first. Sure, but talk about the rest of your squad. It's not Adam Lukman that lost. It's Atalanta that lost. At the end of the day, you can't be singling him out when he's the one that got you into the Champions League in the first place. He was the one that got you there. You're the reason. He's the reason you're in the Champions League. So you can't be, saying, "Oh, he's the worst penalty taker of all time." It doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense for me.
I don't know if you're aware of the Sol Campbell quote. Is it a colour thing? Because that is what crossed my mind, genuinely. Possibly. But I think it's more heat of the moment as well, because I feel Atalanta really could have done some damage this year in Europe, and at the end of the day, they've screwed it up. By the way, like I said earlier, don't sleep on Club Brugge or Club Brugge, whatever, because they are a good football team.
No,
they may not reflect it in the Belgian league. I think they're only fourth, but they are a very, very good team on the counter.
In the league phase as well, they beat Aston Villa in the league phase, and they're facing Aston Villa in 16. You didn't Mourinho contract,
which won't be easy.
Yeah, I think Lookman's definitely leaving the summer. Yeah, he does have a release clause. I think around the 50, 60 million. I think that's what his release clause. I think like 64 million is his release clause. I think I'm not so sure what his release clause is like. I think it's like that. I think that's You know what? I think if he leaves, I think he goes to a top club. 100%. He definitely goes to a top club now.
Come to us, please. Look,
Nah, I think he suit Arsenal. I think he suit Arsenal very well. I think, but Martinelli's having a better year though. He's improving slightly. I think to bring Lookman in and keep Martinelli on the bench definitely provides a lot of competition. And I've reiterated many times on other shows. You need competition. You need competition in every aspect of the pitch, because if you want to have your players perform on a nightly basis, if you want your players to come off the bench and prove a point, you'll need competition in every aspect of the pitch. And this is why I said United need to start signing players on top of what we have, so we can provide competition. But yeah, I think Lookman would be so good for a top club. I think definitely he walks into our starting lineup for sure. I'd take Lookman for sure. I don't know if he can play left 10, but the thing is, I know he didn't work out at Leicester and Fulham. I know he didn't work out there. I know he didn't work out at where else did he play? I swear he played for another team in the Premier League. He played for Fulham.
I think he played
Leicester,
for Everton at one stage, if I'm not
Everton as
mistaken.
well. Yeah, he did Everton. Yes. Yeah, I know he didn't work out there, but he's definitely upped his game. He's improved his game. He could definitely walk into another team now. He could definitely play for another team. So I think, you know what, Lookman for United, for Arsenal, maybe even Chelsea. No, not Chelsea.
That does seem quite suiting, though.
Liverpool maybe, if they wanna provide some, if they wanna move Diaz to the bench and sign a new left winger. Maybe he plays for Liverpool. I think he suits Slot. I think Arne Slot's system, he definitely walks into that. He definitely goes into that lineup. I think it depends on what they do with Salah, and because then that'll be their priority to sign a right winger if Salah does leave. But what are you saying? Because obviously that one's like, yeah, I hear you with the color thing, because I think that one's something we can we can talk about, because I remember the Moise Kean incident at Juventus. I think that was one that that he got shipped out of Everton for. I think Lukaku as well got racially abused. I think while he was. I'm not saying this is a racial thing, by the way. I'm not saying this is like that the manager was being racist. I think the manager was right in saying what he said at the same time, but you did bring up the color. You did bring up the color thing, and I look. I'm not saying that's what the manager intended, but it could be on the back of his mind. It could be what's on the back of
subconscious.
His mind. Yeah, subconscious, and obviously we saw the incident with Moise Kean as well. I think Moise Kean had a lot of criticism as well. So I don't know.
From his own teammates, was it?
Yeah, I think so, from his own teammates. So yeah,
Beniti telling him to get on with it.
Crazy.
Italy does have a massive racism problem. There's no doubt about that.
They do. 100%.
No doubt about that.
That's right. And look, Ademola Lookman, for me, I think he's time to leave Atalanta. Time to leave. He's had a good time there, a successful time there. Won him a Europa League, hat-trick in the final. That's a performance I think he'll definitely remember for the rest of his career and the rest of his life. But he's
in the history books.
Possible, yeah, it is. 100% is in the history books. Obviously, I think Atalanta, and they beat Bayer Leverkusen as well, who hadn't lost the game all year.
Who were literally unbeaten until that game.
That would have been all. That would have been all better than most seasons any clubs have, because bro, you can't go a whole season unbeaten, and that doesn't happen in today's day. In a league with Bayern Munich, like crazy. Xabi Alonso has done wonders for that team, man. Atalanta, Leverkusen. But yeah, no, I hear you completely about the Lookman thing. I hope he leaves. Hopefully he goes to a good club, and he'll definitely strive. Which other fixtures should we talk about?
I haven't spoken about Madrid City, have
I?
Is there much to talk about? Yeah. I expected City to put up more of a fight.
Nah, City were awful. They didn't even get a sniff of the ball against Real Madrid. Real Madrid were just all over them. Real Madrid were just they destroyed Man City. It wasn't even close. Real Madrid just completely took them apart. Like looking at how the game panned out, it was like Mbappe just completely destroyed that Man City defense, and it just it's alarm bells for Man City because they need to sort their defense out. They need to sort out that team in the summer. What they do, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do in the summer. They might have a lot of money. They might not. It depends on the bullshit PSR thing that we all have to. What I don't like
comply with.
Yeah, what I don't like is the rule that that people use PSR this and that. I don't like PSR. I can't stand PSR. Like, but for Man City, they're gonna have to sell a lot of players, and they need to make big decisions in the summer if they want to get back to the top again. Which I think they will. They're gonna make ruthless decisions. They're going to make ruthless decisions. Like they're going to sell players. Like they're going to definitely sell. They're gonna sell big. They sold Alvarez last summer. They've now given Haaland a lengthy contract. Is it time up for KDB? Time up for Gundogan? Time up for Bernardo Silva? Time up for Ake? Maybe even Akanji? City gonna make a lot of transfers. They're gonna go ballistic in the transfer window. They're gonna spend big. They're going to spend big this summer. We know this. You and I both know this. They're definitely gonna spend big this summer.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And at the end of the day, that's what big clubs do. Clubs with an elite mentality, that's what they do.
They're the only serious club in the Prem. I'll be real. Because
there's no big six, Akevin. There's a big one. And that one is Manchester City. When you take into account the ownership, the mentality of the players.
Maybe Liverpool now as well. So that's big too.
I mean, in terms of just how the sport should be treated as a football institution rather than a business. That's what I mean.
Nah, you're right. I mean, City did make 500 million of sales of their academy in the last 5 years. I think is that what the stat was? I think they made 500 million euros or pounds in sales of their academy players. So they sold Cole Palmer for 60 million. They sold Delap. They sold
Romeo
Lavia. They sold who's the other one? Who's the other guy that they sold? Frimpong they sold a long time ago.
Brahim Diaz.
Brahim Diaz. I think he left a long time ago.
Yeah, he did, to be fair.
Who else am I thinking about?
But they're safe with PSR and whatnot because they've sold so many homegrown players for such massive profits.
Yeah.
The Southampton keeper as well, Bazinu. I can't remember, something like that. He's now back up to Ramsdale because he's been injured for a long time. He was hardly regarded as a great keeper.
Who's the other player they sold in the academy? It's not Cole Palmer.
Sancho.
It's not Lavia. No. Sancho was sold years ago. There's another academy player. I'm forgetting his name. There's definitely someone I'm forgetting because they've sold so many academy players over the years. Man City.
Oh, Morgan Rogers.
Not Morgan Rogers. Another one.
Yeah, I'm lost here, mate.
Now let me have a look.
It's just they're safe with the homegrown PSR rules and whatnot. They've made so much profit from homegrown players. They're going to be safe for a good few years, perhaps even a decade. It's insane how much of them.
Douglas Luiz played for Man City.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Wow, I didn't even know that. So yeah, I'm just having a look here right now. Pedro Porro went to Sporting Lisbon from Man City. Man City have made so much money off of their academy players. It's insane. Oh no, it's just Lavia that they sold. They sold Savio as well. Sorry, not Savio. Excuse me, not Savio. Yan Couto. They sold Yan Couto. They sold Jack Harrison. Bro, they've sold a lot of players. And I think they definitely made a mistake with Cole Palmer. They've definitely made a huge mistake with the Cole Palmer thing. Yeah, Liam Delap as well. Yeah, I said that Liam Delap as well. Another player that they sold. I think they sold what 500 million worth of players. So this is what I'm trying to say. They can profit off of their academy players. They can profit off so much. Yeah, Man City know how to sell players. They know how to make sales. Other clubs don't. We're the worst at making sales. Last year, I think we sold 100 million worth of sales on top of 100 million of what we had already as our budget. That was our largest. That was our largest amount of sales we've ever made in the history of a football club. Last year, we've sold 100 million worth of players, or we let go of 100 million worth of players, and that was the biggest, sales we've ever made. 100 million, crazy. I never would have thought. Sorry, go on. What you say?
You want to talk about Manchester United being crap at selling? Do you want to know who Arsenal's biggest sale is in terms of money?
No.
It's pure money. No, Balogun. Remember him?
Yeah, Balogun. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
Genuinely, that is our highest sold player in terms of price. Not even Fabregas got sold for that much, if I'm not mistaken.
Sold Ronaldo for 80 million in 2009. That was our largest sale ever.
Yeah, we sold Henry for 16 million, mate. Our transfer strategy under Edu consisted of ripping up contracts. You think of Lacazette, you think of Aubameyang, Bellerin, Cedric, David Luiz, Mustafi. That's the only way we could get players off for wage. Now, you might think you're bad at selling, but my word, we are awful. Darren Bent got sold for 500k more than Henry did that same summer.
No way.
Thierry Henry, yeah, genuinely. The same Darren Bent that couldn't get in the England squad for a 16-year-old Theo Walcott. Hey, trust me, your sales are not as bad as Arsenal's are. Let me tell you that much. But hey, both our clubs are incompetent in that aspect, like we are in pretty much every other.
No. Clip that Arsenal didn't realize how bad they were at transfers, bro. We're just as bad, but Arsenal bad. Like, what's the record amount of sales you've made in the summer? What's the largest amount of sales you've made?
Largest exodus, because the summer just gone is right up there in terms of profit.
In terms of how much did you sell?
No, like in terms of recuperating money. Last summer was up there, alongside the summer of 2011. With Fabregas, Nasri, Clichy, and Aboué getting sold.
Oh yeah, the 2011 summer transfer window. That one.
Yeah, and even the quality of the players, that was only about 80 million in sales. I think last summer was about 70 million. You factor in inflation in that as well, and we're still 10 million and less off than 2011. That's how poor it is. That's how poor we are, honestly. At sales, of course.
You need to sell somebody, man. You needed to sell, but who else did you have in your? You sold Nketiah for how much did you sell Nketiah for? Like what?
About 30 million, 25 to 30 million around that bracket.
That's a steal. That is a steal for Nketiah.
That is a steal, to be fair.
Yeah.
But Ramsdale, we lost money on him. We have a minus £9 million profit with him.
We got 30 from McTominay as well. I think in the summer we got 30 million from McTominay.
Comparatively speaking, your sales aren't too bad.
No, we made the record amount of sales as a football club. As a club, that was the largest amount of sales we made in the summer ever last year. But City has sold 500 million worth of academy players over 5 years. So it just tells you the levels that you need to know. So,
don't know if it's 500 million. It's getting up to there.
But yeah, I mean, back to the Champions League. Look, obviously, quick score prediction: Leicester Brentford, because the game started. So let's get quick predictions in for that one.
I didn't realize there was Premier League football on tonight. Christ.
Leicester Brentford right now. It's on.
I am.
Quick prediction for that.
2-2 draw. Brentford will have the lead into the dying moments, and then Leicester will sell something.
Come on, Leicester. 2-1. 2-1 Leicester. Come on. We need to stay up this year. Leicester needs.
What's your prediction? Oh yeah, 2-1.
2-1 Leicester. 2-1.
Might be a bit optimistic. I don't know.
Need the optimism, bro. We need the optimism. We need Leicester need to stay up this year. We need Leicester to stay up this year. But yeah, I mean, back to the Champions League. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid is a crazy tie. It's a crazy tie. Like the way the Champions League draw happened this year, must I say, that was terrible. It was really, really poor. It was so poorly done. I'm sorry. Like I would have loved surprises, like but to know the number of the clubs, to know the number of who they might meet and such. I think this is done really, really poorly. I think it should have just been. I think it should have just been anyone in the top 8, right? Versus anyone in the what do you call it? Anyone in the how do you call it? Anyone in the playoff, whoever won in the playoffs.
24th, yeah. I think it's all too convoluted. That's what I'd say. And I don't understand why they're pre-planning where every tie is going to go, if you know what I mean. Why not just make a draw for the quarters with all the teams, make it completely random? You know? Because the way I see it, you see Barcelona's run to the final, and you know Real Madrid are Real Madrid. Looks like it's all set up for an El Clasico.
But
so.
Munich's in their way, though. Bayern is in their way, though. And Bayern Munich, you never know with Bayern. Like this year, they're playing the final in Munich. So they're gonna want to go back to the final after what Chelsea did to them in 2012. So they're going to want to win this Champions League badly. They need to win this Champions League. Bayern Munich need to win it this year. Like they put the finals in the Allianz Arena, so they need to go back. Dortmund, Lille, like that one's boring for me. I think Dortmund go through. Bayern Liverpool, very, very good game. Gonna be a very, very good game. That one's gonna be a very, very good game to watch. I think both teams match up well. Obviously they face up each other in the league. Leverkusen got the draw. They got a 0-0 draw, I think, recently. I'm not so sure if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I think
and they drew 1-1 at the Allianz earlier on in the season.
Feyenoord, Inter. I think Inter go through. Bruges, Villa. I think Villa go through.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Arsenal, PSV. I think Arsenal go through. I think Arsenal just about go through. But Benfica, Barcelona is gonna be interesting to watch, though, bro. Because we saw that game that happened earlier in Benfica, and Barcelona head back to Lisbon to play at the ground that they won that crazy game in 5-4, wasn't it?
Insane.
5-4. Barca were almost down and out, and they just came back to win the game. Like that one's just, classic game. Even if I hate Barcelona, that was a classic game. And took a quick power nap. I woke up to Rafinha scoring the winner. I'm like, no way, this guy's done it. Crazy.
Right after they should have conceded a penalty.
They should have conceded a penalty.
If you remember that, yeah.
No. I don't remember when it happened, but it happened during the second half. Was it the second half, or was it like towards the end of the game? I can't remember what it was.
It was right in the. It was right. Are you talking about the penalty they were awarded?
The penalty to Benfica that should have been given.
Oh no, that was no. That happened right in injury time before Barcelona counted and Rafinha scored. Right.
I couldn't.
You know how insane that is, and obviously they weren't going to overturn it because that happened. If Rafinha hadn't scored, Benfica would have been awarded that.
No, I hear it. I mean, interesting ties, but let's get some early predictions in. Why not? Let's get some early predictions in. So I say Arsenal. I think Dortmund go through. I think Inter go through. I think Aston Villa go through. Those 5. The next 3. The next 4 games. I think Barcelona go through. I think Dortmund go through. Inter, Villa, Arsenal. What are you saying?
I'd agree with that. I would say we've played PSV in our previous 2 group stage campaigns in the 2022-23 Europa League and the 2023-24 Champions League. We've beaten them at home twice, 1-0 and 4-0, and we've lost 2-0 to them away, and we drew 1-1 for last season in match day 6. So we haven't got the cleanest record against them. But considering our resources, even though we have got a lot of players, I'm sure PSV are struggling with injuries as well. We should be getting past PSV. Having said that, European heritage could well play a factor. I believe PSV have a European Cup, and as we are all aware, Arsenal don't. So I don't know. You know what Mourinho says about football heritage, that might play a part. But realistically, we play the first leg away, I think, and that will be quite tough. But we should be getting through anyway. And we'll get knocked out by whichever Madrid team we face in the quarters.
Oh, yeah. But you're off to Madrid. Whoever you win, you're off to Madrid anyway. Regardless, you're off to Madrid. It just depends which one. But let's talk about the Atletico game, Real Madrid game, Real Madrid Atletico Madrid game, bro. That one, like, not a tough one to call, but you know who I'm backing. Kings of Europe,
It's got to be Real Madrid.
Backing Real Madrid. Like the way they took City apart. Like I know City are shit, but worse shit during that game. I can't say that as a United fan because obviously we're as bad. But I'm talking about the Champions League when they got completely humbled by Real Madrid, and I think Real Madrid go through. I think that the record that Real Madrid have against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, like, it just tells you everything you need to know. And Madrid will probably be getting their players back by then as well, because the ties happen next month. Sorry, the ties happen next month. So by then Madrid should be getting their players back. I think they should be getting some of their players back, like, you know, that are injured. I'm not sure who that is. Militao. I don't know how long Militao injured for.
He's out for the season, isn't
he? Who else midfield they have?
I think Rudiger returned, didn't he?
Yeah, no, Rudiger played against Man City. He already played.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all. But that's about it. I mean, Rudiger coming back. Who else do they need back though? Is my question. Like they have Tchouaméni playing center back. They have Valverde playing right back. It's not ideal. It's not ideal for them, but at the end of the day,
it's Real Madrid.
Yeah,
there's not much else to say about Real Madrid.
These players at least know that, or at least know the pride for playing for Real Madrid. The chances you get to play for Real Madrid is not often. It's once in a lifetime, and it's the pride, you know, that gets you through. That Real Madrid, you're playing for the biggest club in the world, biggest club in football history, you know, with the most Champions Leagues, with arguably with possibly the most trophies as well, if you don't include Celtic and Rangers, obviously.
And Al Hilal, I think.
No, it's not Al Hilal. It's another team. It's I forgot.
Or one of those.
I think it's Al Ain. Yeah, I think it is. But yeah, but the thing is with Real Madrid, the standards are just so high that the players know what it's like to play for Real Madrid. They know what it means. You know, that's why I think Madrid prevail. That's why I think Madrid go through. Real Madrid, sorry, not Atletico. They're playing Madrid versus Madrid, but we all know who I'm going for. I'm going for Real Madrid. Who are you going for? Madrid as well, yeah.
Real Madrid as well. At the end of the day, I feel their dominance in Europe has coincided with all the other top European clubs aggressively lowering their standards over the last few years. You look at Juventus, for example. Yeah. I mean, they're an absolute shambles at the minute. And signing the likes of Lloyd Kelly, why are Juventus doing that? You look at obviously Barcelona with their finances in recent years, meaning they haven't been able to be a threat in Europe more than anything. You even look at Bayern Munich. I mean, I know they might win the league this year. They are 8 points clear, but hiring a relegated Burnley manager. I mean, would they have done that 10 years ago? I don't think so. I think this is partly what, no discredit to Real Madrid, of course, but I feel the other lowering of standards of major European clubs has also resulted in this. And needless to say about Manchester United and whatnot for better. In some.
That's fair. PSG Liverpool. That one's gonna be tough to call. Well, not tough,
I was thinking that.
But like I said, the midfield battle is what's gonna be interesting. Vitinha, João Neves, Ruiz, Fabian Ruiz, and obviously you got Gravenberch, Soboslai, McAllister.
I feel PSG are hitting form at just the right time, and Liverpool starting to falter a bit, which could make this tie even tastier. But at the end of the day, I feel European heritage will go through in the end. I think Liverpool will make it, especially with Anfield being the second leg as well. What about you? I know you want PSG to win, but
Liverpool go through. Just about. I think away at PSG will be tough. I don't think they win away at PSG, but I think they'll definitely win at Anfield. I think they'll win a tight game at Anfield. I think it'll be like a 2-1, 2-1, 3-2 win, like a classic game at Anfield. And I think in Paris it'll just be like a 2-2 draw, like a 1-1 draw. But this definitely could be like a high scoring, not high scoring, but this definitely could be like a what do you call it? A classic tie, because I think both teams match with each other well. I think they match up well. I don't think it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be Liverpool gonna keep clean sheets that easily. Like they have a great defense, but clean sheets are gonna be tough to keep in this tie. What are you saying?
In terms of scorelines,
No, just like defense, like scoreline. I won't score. I won't go to the scoreline, but like I said, it'll be like a 2-2 draw, maybe like a
fair enough.
And I think Liverpool win by a goal in Liverpool.
Because you've got Barcola and Ousmane Dembele on either wing, who's just hit his peak form against a pastor Andy Robertson. Let's be honest, in terms of how good he was a few years ago, and Trent as well, who infamously isn't the best defensively. I know that's been very much cliched up to this point, but at the end of the day, he isn't the best, is it? I don't know. Because Liverpool's, like I've said, Liverpool have looked shaky in recent weeks with their defence and whatnot. 2-2 against Everton, 2-2 against Villa. Lucky not to concede more than twice against Wolves. I don't know. I reckon PSG might take a slender advantage into the second leg, but Liverpool will eventually overpower them. It goes back to the whole European heritage thing, and the fact that these PSG players they haven't played with each other as a squad for very long. So how will they hack an Anfield atmosphere like that? I don't know. But I don't think they'll cope well in it.
No, I agree. I think Liverpool will go through just slightly. I think PSG will give it a good game, but Liverpool will go through just about. Bayern Munich versus Bayer Leverkusen. I think I'll go with Bayern Munich, to be fair.
I'm going to go Leverkusen.
And Harry Kane borrows another Champions League.
Indeed. And then that'll lead to them bottling the league as well. Well, no, I wouldn't go that far. Then again, the Harry Kane curse, we never know what's going to happen next. I guess that might be my surprise. I feel like Leverkusen and Club Brugge could potentially get to the quarters.
So you think Club Brugge beat Aston Villa?
You know what? Considering you said Villa are getting through, I'll say Club Brugge will get through. We'll add a bit of variety to it. Because I've seen Club Brugge in both their games. They are a fantastic football team. Genuinely. They haven't shown it in their domestic league, but they are a really good team to watch.
I know Tyrone Mings gave them a goal in the game against
Villa.
In the game against Villa in Belgium, but I don't know. I just think this time I think Villa just go through. I think Villa get revenge. Dortmund versus Lille. I'm gonna go with Dortmund. What are you saying, Dortmund as well? Yeah.
Yeah, Dortmund. Yeah.
Feyenoord Inter. I'm going with Inter. You saying Inter as well?
Inter. Yeah.
Arsenal PSV. Arsenal.
Hopefully Arsenal. Yeah.
You say Inter. Benfica, Barca. I think from
Barcelona. Yeah.
So
won't be easy.
So Arsenal, Real Madrid, right? Round of 16. Quarterfinals. Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Quarterfinals.
Liverpool, Club Brugge for me.
Barca versus Dortmund. Bayern versus Inter. That Bayern Inter game is going to be some game. It's going to be some game to watch.
Leverkusen versus Inter. You heard it here first, Ackerman.
Leverkusen Inter. Fair enough.
That's what. With the way my predictions have gone, I reckon that'll be the quarters. I reckon Liverpool they'll have a free run to the semis if they get past PSG, which I think they will, until they get knocked out by Madrid, and then we'll get to see the first El Clasico final. which would be quite nice.
We'll
That's
see.
my prediction, the El Clasico final.
El Clasico final. That'd be nice. That'd be good to watch. But yeah, on to Europa League.
Can't wait.
AZ versus Spurs. Let's just get our predictions. I don't really want to talk about the Europa League much. I just want to get to the draw predictions.
Yeah, I've told you earlier. I'm so happy that Arsenal aren't in it. Until a few years down the line. Trust me, Akevin, it's like paradise when you see your team in the Champions League draw, ready to get knocked out by Real Madrid in the next round. It's brilliant. That's if we get past PSV.
Hey, that would be a humbling lesson for the guy who did the Arsenal versus.
Eagle.
Eagle, yeah.
Eagle, that's it. Ben White over Carvajal and whatnot. Oh, bloody hell.
Neither will be playing that game, I think. Neither are going to.
No, they won't.
So.
No. Ben White's back by now, so he can snatch Carvajal's chain. Can't wait to see that.
Fair enough. AZ Alkmaar versus Tottenham.
AZ Alkmaar, come on, lads.
Yeah, I'm going with AZ as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Why not? Fuck Spurs. Sorry.
Tottenham are dusted, bro. Tottenham are dusted. Ajax Frankfurt. That'd be an interesting tie. I think
Frankfurt.
I think I pick Ajax to go through. Just about Ajax.
Frankfurt. They were absolutely horrible against I can't remember Union Saint. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing the last bit. But yeah, they were lucky to go through, genuinely.
Yeah,
so I think I'll go Frankfurt.
Bodo Glimt Olympiacos. I'm going to Bodo Glimt. I think Bodo Glimt go through.
Yeah, they knocked 20 out in style. That was a brilliant game. I think it was 20. 5-2 in the end, if I'm not mistaken. Insane injury time. All 3 goals happening in injury time to send it to extra time.
Yep.
You know what? Yeah, go with Bodo Glimt. I remember when they burst onto the scene, so to speak, when they beat Roma 6-1. I don't know if you remember that. Mourinho's debut season.
Last season, Mourinho, yeah.
And then we played them in the 2022-23 group stages. They were a tough game, especially away from home. So I thought, Olympia. You go Bodo Glimt, I'll go Olympiacos. I think Olympiacos' atmosphere can heave them through.
I'll go Bodo Glimt. This is the first time they're ever meeting, by the way. Bodo Glimt and Olympiacos. That's the first time they're ever going to meet. Victoria Plazon versus Lazio. I'm going Lazio. I think Lazio.
Lazio, yeah.
Yeah, Lazio have just killed the group stages. They've killed the league phase. They were on top by a long distance. Yeah, Lazio. Fenerbahce Rangers. I'm gonna go with Fenerbahce. Jose Mourinho heritage.
Yeah, Mourinho factor. Sorry, Rangers. I do like you as a club, but I think Mourinho's heritage will shine through.
Roma and Athletic Bilbao. I think Bilbao will go through. The final's in Bilbao this year as well. The final is in Bilbao, so I think we're gonna see. I think Bilbao make the final possibly.
You say Bilbao. I'll go Roma.
You think Bilbao getting knocked out? That's gonna be the shock of the tournament if that happens. Because Bilbao are the favorites to win the whole thing, I think.
I'll go Roma purely for the Mourinho storyline in the quarters. How about that?
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Because
then when they face United in the semis, if United get that far.
Yeah.
So that'll be and then hopefully they meet Spurs in the final and he wins it against Spurs. So he's knocked out.
And Man United all on the same side with Mourinho. And then
then if Spurs make the final, they can beat them in the final. What a story.
FCSB versus Lyon. I'll go with Lyon to go through. I think
Lyon as well.
Lyon.
For my French friend who supports Lyon, I'll go with that.
And just to respond to Shivan's comment, Sociedad, Manchester United. Look, I'll get into this one. We've had an unbeaten run in Europe this year. I think we're one of the only teams to be undefeated in Europe this year. In terms of this game, Sociedad, I couldn't have asked for a worse possible matchup considering the situation with United right now. I couldn't have asked for a worse possible matchup. Like, Sociedad was the one I'd wanted to avoid. But however, in saying that, still, I think United, I don't know, do I want to back my team or do I want to just be... Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. What do you think? What do you think of this game?
Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, the last 19 times you faced Spanish opposition in Europe, you've lost all 19. I could be wrong, but
No,
like in the knockout stages.
we beat Sociedad in the knockout stages. We beat Granada as well.
Oh, damn. Well, you know what I mean. You've lost the majority of games against Spanish opposition.
Yeah, we've lost majority of our.
Yeah, so history's not necessarily on your side.
No, it's not.
You know what? Whichever thing you go for, I'll go for the opposite. How about
I'm going
you're
for
tempting fate.
I'm going for Sociedad.
I'll go United then. Come on, United.
I hope you're right. I hope you're
Hopefully,
right.
I'm not.
Bro, I don't see us making it through, man. I don't see us making it through with the injuries.
It'll be a drag.
I don't see.
No, Sociedad are winning, aren't they? But I'll go United. You know, Busby, babe, spirit, and all that.
No, I'd like that. I'd like United to go through. I want to back United, and to be fair with you, I kind of am. But because you went for United, I'm going for Sociedad.
Fair enough. It's probably more realistic, Sociedad going through, but you never know with United. Who would have thought that you would have won the FA Cup last year? You know?
In Europe and in other cup competitions, we're doing much better than the Premier League. We're doing better outside the Premier League than we are doing in the Prem. So I don't know. It could be a case of maybe United just taking the Europa League and the FA Cup seriously. Maybe it's the case of that. So we'll see. Yeah, United go through. Hopefully, we'll see. I guess that's it for the round six for the Europa League. Conference League. I don't even want to predict Conference League. Let's just say Chelsea winning the whole thing, no matter who they play. They're playing Copenhagen. They're gonna win.
Yep, I think Chelsea will win the entire thing.
Chelsea, Betis, or Fiorentina in the final. That's what I think, and I think Chelsea win the whole thing.
Well, if Fiorentina get to the final, wouldn't that be the third season in a row they've got to it? Since the competition's inception as well. Because I think they lost to Roma and then they lost to West Ham. So, I don't know.
Oh, Brentford 2-0. Crap.
Oh, did he?
My prediction is in the mud then.
Crap.
My prediction is in the mud.
No, come on, Leicester 2-2. Come on. And it wasn't Roma who Fiorentina got beaten by in the final. It was someone else. Thought I'd correct that earlier.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, so Betis and Fiorentina, I think make the semi-finals. And imagine Betis make the final. Anthony scores the 20th minute winner against Chelsea, and goes back to United next year.
Football folklore. Oh my word!
And he goes back to Man United next year as well. Nah, crazy.
He's actually in good form for Betis as well. That's the most insane thing about it.
Betis are in good form, yeah, because Anthony's playing for them now.
Needed to lift the spirit and whatnot.
Probably that. That's probably the reason why. Yeah, that's probably the reason why, I guess. I guess let's move on from Europe. Let's go to the Premier League. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. We're 9 away from 150 subs, reaching the goal before the end of February. So let's get there. Let's get there soon. Like I said, 150 was the goal before the end of February. So let's get to 150 subs. How you feeling about Everton game? I'm feeling confident. We'll get into that prediction in a bit, people. We'll get into that in a bit. Let's start off with I think we start off with the big game first. Liverpool, Man City. Sorry, Man City, Liverpool at the Etihad. That one's going to be interesting to call. Yes, I get it. Man City are not in good form right now. I don't know if City going to turn up for this game, because I remember the last time Man City went to the Bernabeu, They lost 3-1 to Real Madrid, and they went to face Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final and lost 3-2. And now the same thing is happening 3 years later. Man City, Real Madrid 3-1 at the Bernabeu, knocked out of the Champions League, playing Liverpool in the Premier League at the Etihad. Man City need to win this game. Manchester City need to win this game. They need it more than Liverpool. They need this game more than Liverpool if they want to get back into the Champions League next year for a good transfer window. Damsgaard 2 assists. FPL must buy Brentford play the month just passed. Yeah, Damsgaard might be an FPL buy. We never know. I don't know how much is he though, because I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about getting any Brentford players in for this week. I don't even know why. I didn't think about it. I just made two transfers, man. I brought in Beto for tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, nah, Beto needs to bag. Beto needs to score.
Fair enough.
I'm not cheering for Everton or all that, but yeah. Damsgaard 2 assists.
So I quit FPL back in December once Saka got injured. If you go on my team, he's still in.
Fairs.
So I just can't be asked.
Liverpool going to Etihad. Obviously, Narit's a Liverpool fan. What do you think? What do you think, bro? What do you think? Leave your comments in the chat. If you want to hop on, let me know. I can send you the link. 2 draws in the last away games. Yeah, this is a huge factor going into this game. Liverpool in the last 2 away games have drawn. They drew away at Everton 2-2, and they've drawn away at Aston Villa 2-2. Obviously, 2 tough grounds to go to. Obviously, Everton playing what?
Last derby at Goodison.
Yeah, last derby at Goodison Park. Everton were up for it. Everton were up for it. Of course they wanted to win that game. They needed that game more than Liverpool. I'll be real. They needed to win that game more than Liverpool did, and Everton were the better team for me that day. Everton outshone Liverpool that day. They outshone Liverpool. In terms of Aston Villa, I think Aston Villa also. You know what it is? I think Liverpool were the better team slightly. I think Liverpool was slightly the better team. Liverpool had way more shots. Liverpool had, probably the better the possession. I think they had the better the chances. Obviously, Villa could have nicked it at the end, but still. Oh man, Leicester 3-0 down. Yeah, nah, it's done. I'm gonna shamelessly
not 2-2 anymore. Man.
I'm gonna shamelessly change my prediction and go 6-0 Brentford. Why not? Let's
5-0 Brentford.
Let's go. Yeah, fair enough. 5-0 Brentford. Leicester fans are leaving already. Well, Leicester fans, this is what they kind of get for wanting to Maresca. They were chasing Maresca out. They were chasing this and that out, and some of them want the owners out now. Well, let me just tell you something here. The owners delivered you your only Premier League title, so be grateful. Be grateful, because I'm defending the owners here. The owners are the best you can possibly get. They're the best owners you could possibly get. I envy Leicester's owners, by the way. I envy them. I like them. I envy what Leicester have in terms of ownership, because they actually have. All they need to do is just invest a bit more money into the club. Once the money goes through, I think Leicester will just be, you know what, bang, let Leicester will just click, because I know these owners. I know what they're capable of. I know what they can do. They can definitely, spend some money. They definitely can, But Leicester fans, I'm just saying, be grateful. Be grateful to the owners who delivered you your Premier League title. So
And FA Cup.
And FA Cup. And Community Shield against Man City.
Exactly. In here, actual penalty. I think it was.
Yep.
I hear natural. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in actual penalty. Yep. In actual penalty. But yeah. Back to the game. City Liverpool. Off the back of a loss against Madrid, I mentioned that the last time they went to Madrid, play Liverpool, lost. Liverpool haven't won an away game in how many games now? In the Prem?
2. What a crisis. Because they
Who did
beat Bournemouth, I think.
Right. That was the game that they won, Bournemouth. And Bournemouth having a good season as well. So, man, this game is tough to call. But I don't know. What are you saying about this game? What's your overall feeling?
I feel Liverpool, I think they've drawn 4 of their last 5 Premier League matches against... Was it 4 of their last 5?
They drew against
No.
United.
They've drawn 3 of their last 5 away matches. City, they got a good win against Newcastle, and they're in the driving seat for the Champions League.
Yeah.
I think it'll be another 2-2 draw. I think Haaland's a mamouche for the citizens, and I think Salah will score again, and can Van Dijk bullet header from a corner to rescue a point.
Yeah, no, I hear this. I was bringing this comment up one more time. Obviously, the two draws in 2 away games has played a huge factor for Liverpool, and I think Arsenal would prefer a draw. I think
I'd
if
prefer a loss, mate.
Would you rather Liverpool win or a draw? Sorry, excuse me,
No.
not Liverpool win. Sorry, not Liverpool win. City win or draw.
I'd rather City won because I don't think City will catch us up. Touch wood.
You don't think so?
No. I think they are too inconsistent this season. I think that they're all about getting top 4 and winning the FA Cup. And hopefully, if we have beaten West Ham, that will close the gap down to 5 points.
Because they can literally drop out of top 4 so easily right now. If Bournemouth and Chelsea win, they drop out of top 4. It's the top 4 race is a bit tight. I think City will get 3rd. I'll be real. I think City will get 3rd. I think they'll finish ahead of. I think City will finish ahead of Forest. But other than that, like looking at it all, Man City's inconsistency has really, really kicked in. Like, obviously, it's much better than what they had back in November, December. Like when they had that, 1 win in 13. It was like, yeah, this is something I've never seen before. I never thought I'd see, But see now that the form that they're in. Obviously, they destroyed Newcastle at 4-0. 4-0 against Newcastle. Shock result, in my opinion. I think it was a shock. It's rare to say that it's a shock result for Man City, but that result against Newcastle was a shock. I thought Newcastle would win the game. I was going for Newcastle win. I thought Isak would turn up because the way they defended against Real Madrid, I was like, yeah, surely they can't. They can't turn up like this. But Haaland was benched against Real Madrid. I don't know why he wasn't playing against Man City. I don't why against Real Madrid. I don't care if he's injured, but you play your best players in the best game. We played Rooney when he was injured against Bayern Munich twice. He was injured.
That cost you the league.
Cost us not 2010. In 2014 as well. Both times he was injured. And we went to the Allianz and yeah. But in 2010, we lost on away goals, unfortunately.
4-4.
That didn't cost us the league. It was Drogba's offside goal that cost us the league.
Now, McCade's goal to get you back in it was a handball as well.
It wasn't a handball. It was chest.
Fair enough. I'll give you that one.
It's hard to tell from the angle. Obviously, his hand was out. I can understand why you'd say it was a handball because his hand was out. But I think it was chest. No one's claiming the handball. But yeah, no, you're right. Let's get our predictions in. Obviously, Liverpool away. City. Over the years, it's not been easy for Liverpool. The last few games of the Etihad have been 4-1. Man City drop us offside goal. We don't care. Yeah, obviously, of course you don't care. You can take the Premier League title. We won the league after the year. We won the league after that anyway. It's all good. We won the league after that against you anyways. Following year, we got our revenge. So it's all good. You needed a bit of life after we destroyed you 3 years in a row, didn't we? So it's okay.
I'm living for this beef.
Sorry.
I'm living for this beef.
Let's go through the head-to-head. Last few games for Man City, for Liverpool at the Etihad.
1-1 last season.
4-1 loss, 3-2 loss. 1-1 last year. You're right.
2-2 the year before.
2-2.
After before the treble.
1-1.
4-0 Man City.
4-0.
Because that was after Liverpool won the league.
4-0. Yeah.
I remember 2-1. Remember the infamous 2-1 loss, New Year's Day 2019. Before that, with Stones and everything.
2019, the 2-1 loss.
Yeah. Obviously, Liverpool won in the Champions League quarterfinals as well. Salah and Firmino.
Wait. Oh, not. It wasn't New Year's Day. It was the day after New Year, I think.
Ah, okay.
Where the Stones off the line, right, against Mo Salah.
Yeah. No, against Mane. No. It was Mane's shot that hit the post, and John Stones kicked it up against Edison, looped back in, and he just about hooked it off from there. What a game!
Go see it.
Highest quality game in Premier League history, in my opinion, considering where both teams were as well.
It's the game. The game happened here. It was in 2019. Yeah, it was in January 2019, and then the game at the Etihad. The last game at the Etihad. The game at Anfield. Liverpool 0-0 Man City.
Mahrez ballooned a penalty.
Mahrez ballooned the penalty. I was like, it was on my birthday. The game's my birthday as well, so I'm like, yeah, nah. City could have been Liverpool my birthday. That'd have been hilarious to see Liverpool lose my birthday at Anfield, and United come back from a 2-goal deficit 3-2 against Newcastle. Remember that game? It was crazy. But
Alexis Sanchez.
Tough period for Liverpool at the Etihad over the years. Tough period. Obviously, they won in the Champions League. That last time that they won was in the Champions League, but that doesn't really count. I saw in the Premier League. The last time they won in the Premier League was 2015. So 10 years ago, pretty much, that they won in the Premier League.
4-1 victory in Klopp's first season.
Yep.
November 2015, I think.
I think it was November 2015. Yeah, it was around that November 2015.
Martin Skrtel masterclass. Crazy.
Martin Skrtel. I remember he bagged 2 goals. I think he bagged 2 goals.
That is insane. And I think Mangala scored an own goal as well, if I'm not mistaken.
He's bagged a few goals against Man City over the years. Remember that Skrtel goal at Anfield in 2014? That Gerrard delivery for Skrtel in front of the Kop.
Insane! What a game!
That was one of the best games. But yeah, Liverpool Man City has been a classic over the years. But this game this year, the tune to it doesn't have much tune to it as it has over the years. You know what I'm saying?
I suppose so.
Injuries for both sides. I mean, I don't really know who's out for Liverpool. Apart from Gakpo's out. I think Gakpo might be out for that game, isn't he? Or is he back? I'm not so sure. He's back. He didn't play against Aston Villa. Who else? What am I missing? Obviously, Man City have their own injuries. Like Man City have plenty of injuries. Like they've got Rodri out. They've got a lot of guys out. I don't know if KDB will be fit for this game. I don't know if Haaland will be fit for this game. So that'll be an issue for Man City.
Hopefully they are.
Hopefully they are fit. Yes, you're right. But let's get our predictions. And I'm trying a lot of waffle right now. I'm going back and forth all the time. 2-1 Man City. Let's go for it.
Oh, I told you 2-2. Salah and Van Dijk for Liverpool. Van Dijk bullet-headed to rescue a point. And City, Marmoush and Haaland.
2-1 City. I think City might have a point to prove this weekend. You never know.
2-2 draw. Super Sunday.
City might need this more than Liverpool. Obviously, if Liverpool drop points, they're not gonna fall. They've got Southampton next week. They've got
Yeah.
no, sorry.
No, they got Newcastle.
They've got Newcastle and then they got Southampton. So that's going to be a tough one to call. That's going to be a tough one. So we'll see with the Newcastle game. But Liverpool going away to the Etihad, not easy. I won't be surprised if it's 2-2. And you know what? 2-1 Man City. I have a feeling City might win this one. You never know. City will win this one.
2-2 draw. 3-2 away draws in a row. Just seems fitting.
Next game we'll talk about. What's the next interesting game? Aston Villa Chelsea?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, let's go with Aston Villa Chelsea. Aston Villa Chelsea.
3-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa.
I feel Chelsea on free fall a bit. Like I said, I was at both their games against Brighton, and especially the league game. They were terrible. I felt like I told you the loudest chants I heard in the stadium were chants for Abramovich and chants against their current ownership. There's obviously a rift there. I have told you earlier on about Enzo Maresca at Leicester and whatnot. That's massive warning signs for me. I mean,
Prime, want to hop on? I'll send you the link. You can discuss this game, man. I'll send you the link. You can hop on.
But yeah, I feel Chelsea on free fall at the minute, and I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Short-term pain, long-term gain. They'll pick it up towards the end, and perhaps Rue just missing out on 4th place. Oh no, it'll be 5th place now, I think, considering 3 out of the 4 Italian teams have been dumped out of the Champions League.
So Villa got Champions League. I don't know if they're gonna play, but they didn't even play playoffs. They've got a whole week rest. Chelsea got a whole week rest. They've got more than a week rest actually. Chelsea they played Friday night last week, didn't they? Yeah, they played Friday night.
Yeah, they did.
So no, I don't know. I just think Villa they've been up and down form recently. The form's been kind of up and down lately. I'm not so sure how this game will go, but I think Villa will edge it because Chelsea I don't know what it is with Chelsea. I don't know what's happened to them. But they've just started to they've started to drop in terms of the way they play. I think that have Chelsea been found out. Have Chelsea just been because they were on such good form. They were balling out. They were getting results. They were nearly top of the league at one point, and then all of a sudden this mentality shift. Everything just everything's just changing.
I told you
Palmer's looking not like himself. Yes,
I said last stream I cited Mike RMCF. It was like, imagine if in 2004 Roman Abramovich had appointed Harry Redknapp after winning the championship rather than Mourinho. I mean, Chelsea's last 20 years would have looked a whole lot different and not for the better from their perspective. I think at the end of the day, you hire a championship manager, you get championship goods. And at the minute, these results are championship goods. Because at the end of the day, a CV matters in football. And I feel Chelsea are I think Chelsea's ownership are reaping what they sow with getting Enzo Maresca in as their manager.
I mean, Chelsea. I don't know what Chelsea fans think of Maresca, but I know a lot of them are gonna be, a lot of Chelsea fans are very, very they're very reactionary. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But a lot of Chelsea fans are they're quick to react to things. They're gonna.
That's how their club was made. That's what made them into the elite club that they are. So
no, it's I can't hate it. I can't fault it.
It's how a big club operates at the end of the day. In the modern day.
It is definitely because if you look at it from this point of view, right? Because they lived through the Roman era. Chelsea fans, a lot of them nowadays, they've lived through the Roman era. Todd Bowley's come in, he's splashed a lot of money, but the change in standards is something that it's kind of okay. Maybe it's something to question about Maybe
It's what I
some of the
alluded to earlier with the whole giant clubs of Europe lowering their standards drastically, which I think is
yeah,
partly why Real Madrid have dominated Europe for so long. Yeah, like in recent years, I mean.
yeah,
I
you're spot on.
mean, with I mean, even Abramovich fell into this hole with hiring Lampard. But the thing is, what these other clubs haven't done is he reacted to it. He realised that Frank wasn't good enough after a year, and he got in a winning manager, and they won the European Cup because of it.
Yeah,
That's how a big club operates. And I think it just goes to show how much the ownership had, like, how much the ownership affects the mentality at the end of the day. You know, 'cause the likes of City, I mean, they've got a winning mentality. Real Madrid, with their fan-based ownership, they've got a winning mentality. The likes of Clear Lake clearly don't. There's a common denominator with these American owners. Like we know, you know, especially with the Glazers, we know with the Cronkays, perhaps to a lesser extent, Liverpool fans as well with Fenway Sports Group, FSG.
yeah.
At the end of the day, these American business, that's the thing, they're American businessmen.
Because
They're not interested in the best rights for the club.
because I'm a Boston sports fan, right? Like, cause you know me, I like the Red Sox in MLB.
Yeah.
I don't watch baseball that much, but a lot of the Red Sox fans that I see talk about the team, they don't like John Henry. They despise John Henry. They despise him. Like, cause I'm a Celtics fan, right? And there was rumors of the Celtics being taken over by John Henry, FSG itself. And I'm like, nah, stay away. Don't want him. You know, he's gonna ruin the team. So we don't want FSG. A lot of Red Sox fans like myself. I mean, I don't like FSG. I don't really like the way FSG operate in terms of sports. They don't invest in the team. They're more investing in themselves. The Red Sox been playing in Fenway for a long time, and it's not like Red Sox can do anything about it, but Liverpool can definitely do something about it. You know.
Yeah.
Their fans can definitely speak out about FSG. So yeah, I mean, I understand.
I
But
feel
yeah,
like his likes of FSG and whatnot, they've been really lucky. Like the Glazers were really lucky with having Sir Alex at the helm. Look how you've gone
yeah,
afterwards. I
very,
think
very.
FSG have got struck lightning twice with Klopp and Slot, and even the Cronkies to an extent. I mean, Arteta has made us into a consistent Champions League qualifying outfit, which at the end of the day makes money for the Cronkies, which is what they've always wanted. So these American owners, they've got lucky with their managing gigs so far, and eventually Chelsea will be the same, and their owners will be happy when Chelsea are finishing in the Champions League places. It's a vicious cycle, honestly.
Fairs. So I'm going with a 2-1 Aston Villa win. You go
3-1 Villa.
Go for 3-1 Villa. Fair enough. Next game we're going to talk about is, I mean, we won't talk about for Newcastle Forest. That one's going to be interesting. Newcastle Forest. I mean, Isak's balling out. Chris Wood. I know he had a poor game against Man City. I mean, both Chris Wood and Isak had poor games against Man City. But look, this is going to be a tough one to call. Newcastle Forest. Both teams are looking solid. If Forest win this, I think that they're in with a really good shout of possibly getting Champions League football next season. If Forest win this game, but they're going away to Newcastle, time where it's not going to be easy.
They won their last season with the Chris Wood hat trick, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah, 3-1. It was just before the new year in England.
I can remember that. I can remember the score of that game, but let me bring it up. Actually, let me just bring it up.
Yeah. I think both sides, they lost their last Premier League game. Obviously, Newcastle against City, which we touched upon.
No, you're
and
right. No, Newcastle.
Forest.
No, Newcastle won 3-1 away at Forest this year. Last
What,
year,
2024?
Yeah, you're right. Forest won 3-1 away at Newcastle last season, yes, and then Newcastle
Chris
got
was happy.
1-3 at Forest. It's more it's more the away team wins than the home team in this fixture. I think what I'm seeing, it's more the away team wins. But I don't know. It's tough to call. Tough to call. I would be surprised if Forest wins. And you know what? I'm going for the 2-1 Forest win. I think Forest are going to go up to Newcastle and win.
2-2 draw.
Maybe even 3-1. Maybe even 3-1. I don't know, because Newcastle lost to Bournemouth 4-1 at home. So, you never know.
I think Fulham, Forest's unbeaten streak ended because they got beaten by Fulham. Fulham are a decent side as well.
Fulham away.
Both sides want to bounce back. Raucous atmosphere. I reckon it'll be a thrilling 2-2 draw.
Fair enough. Actually, I don't know. I'll go for 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. Why not? 1-1. 1-1 draw. Next game we'll talk about is your game.
Arsenal West Ham.
Yeah. Go take it away.
Well, first thing, West Ham, they've got a hell of a lot of injuries, particularly up front with lots of Fulkrug and Antonio out. I think Somerville's out as well. There's a few others. I think Lucas Paquetá's out. Graham Potter at the helm. He caused us plenty of harm at the Emirates of Brighton. I think back to April 2022 in particular. 2-1 defeat. He has Arteta's number tactically, usually. Well, he did when he was at Brighton anyway. Hopefully he doesn't at West Ham. We should be winning. 3:00 kickoff. We'll probably have Sterling starting up front with Trossard and Wanyeri. But if Arteta puts Marino up front, could be a long day. I don't know. It'll be a long day regardless with our attack, because our attack is absolutely dreadful. But I still think we will win. We should win. We really should win. Having said that, we did lose 2-0 last year. Should have been 3 if Raya hadn't saved the last minute penalty.
Form though. I think this Arsenal team's on a decent run of form. I think you guys are getting good results now in the Premier League.
I think we'll win 1-0. 1-0. Stinkfest 1-0 victory. I'll take 1-0 any day.
3-1 Arsenal.
We just need the result.
3-1 Arsenal. I think Nwaneri brags a brace. I think you could also say maybe even, is Odegaard playing? Odegaard's gonna play, right? I'll go with him.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
And maybe Mikel Merino goal again, just to up his, because he's on good form. He might get a goal. We'll see. Might get a goal again to save Mikel Arteta. Mikel saving Mikel again. But yeah, I mean, look, West Ham, they've not had the greatest of seasons, especially what we thought at the start of the year when West Ham had that transfer window. We all thought, West Ham are serious this year. They're having a good window, but we can't judge transfer windows based. We can only judge how the season goes, because I remember United signed Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane. I was like, you know what, we're gonna win the fucking Premier League. I don't give a shit. And then we had a terrible year. I was like, yeah, you can't judge transfer windows and then say they're gonna have this season, that season. You can predict it, but you can't say they're gonna have a great season. And it's proven many, many times. You can't judge clubs based on how they're doing in transfer windows. Judge them based on how they're doing in the season. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think West Ham just having a poor year. I think you guys will win this game. Did you guys win away at West Ham this year? You did.
Yeah,
5-2. 1-5-2. And who's we at? You did. I mean, majority of people thought West Ham would have a good year because obviously I think you thought that they had a good window. So that I was like, you know what? Yeah, I mentioned this transfer window. You can't get gas off the transfer window. I reiterated that as well just now. Yeah, you can't get gas off the transfer window. You're right. I mentioned this as well. But to be fair to you though, the way David Moyes has managed West Ham over the years, obviously West Ham got the European trophy. They've done well in Europe. In the Premier League, they've just stunk it out. In the Prem, they just got poor result after poor result after poor result. it just didn't go down well for West Ham in the Prem. It's more like in Europe that they were more of a threat. They won the Conference League. They won
Got to the
that.
semi-finals of the Europa League.
Yeah, and they lost to Frankfurt as well, didn't they?
It was Frankfurt.
Yeah, well, it was
Yeah,
Frankfurt.
because they got knocked out by Lyon. No, they knocked out Lyon, I think. And then I think it was Frankfurt.
So yeah, no, I agree with you. I want to go 3-1 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal. Who's scoring a goal?
Soufal own goal.
Soufal own goal.
Yeah, it'll be a stinkfest of a game. There's a reason why they've scheduled it as a 3 o'clock. It's not going to be a classic.
Fair enough. Look, you must win this game if you want to.
It's imperative. Yeah.
You need to win this game. You need to win this game
to put pressure on Liverpool more than anything.
Yeah, and you have a game in hand as well. So if Liverpool do drop points and you guys win, that closes the gap down to 5 points. So that's definitely a must. That's definitely a must win. And then with the game in hand, you could possibly how do you say it? You could possibly get the points down to 2 points if you win your next game.
I'm not thinking that far ahead, Akavin. I just want to win. I just want to get the 3 points against West Ham and then shit myself for City.
It's one game at a time for you guys. No, one game at a time.
Yeah.
One game at a time. So yeah, Arsenal win this one. I think Arsenal win this one. Let's get to the rest of the predictions, obviously. Bournemouth Wolves. 2-1 Bournemouth.
2-0 Bournemouth.
Fulham Crystal Palace. 3-1 Fulham.
2-1 Crystal Palace.
I was thinking about a shock Crystal Palace win, but I'm like,
Is it a shock? I don't know. I don't think anyone's really batting the eyelids. Although Fulham are a slightly better team, I guess.
Fulham are almost in a European. They're almost in a European spot this year. Nah,
I'll go Manchester masterclass.
I sent you the link already, Prime. I sent you the link. It's on Instagram chat. But yeah. Rest of the games. Let's get to the rest of the games. Actually, hold on a minute before you go on to the next game. There was a rumor that apparently Roberto Firmino might be bought out of his contract, and Arsenal want him on a free transfer.
I wouldn't believe a word of that article, Akavin. Bear in mind, this is the same Firmino who signed a contract with Liverpool, explicitly stating that any club could activate his release clause apart from Arsenal. I don't think he'd want to be near us, to us.
Would you take him?
Oh yeah, of course I'd take him. I'd take anyone at this rate. I'd take Yaya Sanogo on a free transfer at this rate. Well, I don't know if I go that far, but at the end of the day, he'd be very much a useful asset at this stage. But at the end of the day, I mean, I've just told you about the contract that he had at Liverpool. He evidently doesn't want to come to us, especially as we're competing against Liverpool. I don't think we'll win it at all with Liverpool for the Premier League title. He's not going to want to stop Liverpool, is he? So
he's not going to stop Liverpool from in the league.
Not at all.
But yeah, I hear. I mean, look, I don't think he'd go to Arsenal right now. But if he was offered to you guys, would you take him?
Yes, I would.
You have to. I mean, you need a striker, don't you, in the summer? You definitely
a defensive striker.
False 9.
That's it.
Yeah. For me, he was very hard worker at Liverpool. I think he used to like, what do you call it? He's always that one that kind of provides Salah Mane with he's always that one that that allows Salah Mane to be free. You know what I'm saying? Like to have the freedom of the pitch. He's always the one that's kind of dictating the play. He's always the one that's being
the main creator,
the focal point. Yeah, exactly. So he'd be good for you. I think he'd be good for you guys, 100%. But I don't know if he'll. I don't know if it's all true. I'm just hearing some rumor about the contract situation being brought up. But yeah, Prime, what are you saying, bro?
Hello.
Yo, what's good, man?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah, what do you want to say, bro? What do you want to say?
Sorry?
You gonna say something? About
No.
Chelsea?
Oh, Chelsea. Yeah, the whole protest stuff is like
Yeah, go on, speak about that. Actually,
that whole stuff is, in my opinion, I think it's stupid.
Are you Clear Lake in, Bowley in?
No, it's not. It doesn't matter because they can't leave regardless. But in terms of people protesting, they're protesting for the wrong reasons. That's why it's stupid.
what are the wrong reasons?
People are protesting because we've lost a few games and because they're xenophobic towards these owners. That's why.
Well, speaking of
They're
protesting,
they're not protesting because they actually care about how we've been ran. Because if they did care, we would have been protesting after we ended the transfer window, not signing a striker again. Yeah, I've not had a striker in this team for 2 years under this ownership. We still don't have a top center back, never mind a center back partnership. We let Thiago Silva go, who would still be our best center back now, and we have not replaced him. We don't have a defensive midfielder in this team. We don't have a spine. And people want to complain. People want to complain. Caicedo's not a DM. People want to complain about Maresca because he's a championship manager. Well, who hired the championship manager? The sporting directors. They have built a poor squad. But when I said this a few months ago, people want to get onto me. When I've been questioning certain signings, wasting over 100 mil at Enzo Fernandez when we should have bought Sandro Tonali from AC Milan, people said I was crazy. Well, lo and behold, Tonali can play in the Prem. Enzo cannot. He is not that good. And we've just wasted money on certain players. Sancho, people wanted to gas him up, but again, I questioned the signing because Sancho doesn't suit a Maresca type of winger. Neto, he's someone who just wants to cross for a target man striker, but we decided not to buy one in the summer. So the signings of both Sancho and Neto doesn't make sense now because we don't have a striker for them to link up with.
Yeah.
So people only want to complain now. I've been talking about this stuff for months. But people just want to complain because we've lost a few games. But I guarantee if we beat Villa tomorrow, which is not going to happen, but if we beat Villa tomorrow, barely people will turn about that protest. Like people are protesting on a Tuesday when people are coming back from work. It's so stupid. So stupid.
Why don't you do it on a match day rather than on Tuesday? Oh, yeah, it is
because this fan base is stupid.
It is Tuesday. So you're playing Southampton on Tuesday, aren't you?
I don't know. I don't care. This fan base is stupid. That's why I'm not going to back it. People are only protesting for like xenophobic reasons. I'm not defending that.
Fair enough.
Also, the Liverpool point you guys made. I think FSG get a very, very bad rap. I don't think they are as bad of an ownership as people make them out to be. I'll be honest.
I mean, as for me, because I like the Red Sox, right? I see a lot of Red Sox fans not.
Oh, I don't know. Again, I don't watch the other sports. I don't care about that. But in terms of Liverpool, they're not a bad. Like we know what bad ownerships look like. FSG is not a bad ownership. It's not a bad ownership. Again, are they the best? No, they're not the best. But again, like you're not going to get perfection. Roman Abramovich, that everyone loves, he was not the best. So you're not going to get perfection. But in terms of being, I think they are a good ownership. Like the fact that, like, if they weren't so incompetent, you know what they would have done? After when, what's his name, Klopp was leaving, they would have got the obvious name like a Ruben Amorim, and he would have went to Liverpool and it wouldn't have worked, and they would have failed it this season. But what they did is they rejected Amorim, and they rejected his back three philosophy, and they went and got Arne Slot, who people didn't know about, and a lot of Liverpool fans were against, and now they're storming the league. Again, are they perfect? No. They should have signed a DM last summer. They should have signed a DM probably 2 summers ago. In certain areas, maybe you could say you could have better depth. But it just goes to show when you have a quality coach, you can actually manage the squad, what you can do. Because this is more or less the same squad Klopp had last season, and Liverpool were tailing off now at this stage. But now, with Slot, like, they have a good run for the Champions League. The title is, I guess, more or less wrapped up, because even though Liverpool are dropping a few points here and there, Arsenal are not going to do anything, all due respect to Josh. So,
that's fine.
Again, I don't think. Yeah, again, I think FSG they're not like a terrible ownership. I think they're like. I think they're good.
It's
well,
just
yeah, because you can't
never...
win all the stuff they've won. You can't win all of that if they're a terrible ownership. I'm sorry, they can't. They can't.
Because I remember, like Josh said earlier in the stream. I remember Josh, you said that Sir Alex Ferguson was that great of a manager that it kind of papered over the cracks of the Glazers.
I feel if we're using Prime's logic in that instance, surely the Glazers aren't bad owners. Maybe considering they've won about 6 league titles.
Maybe it was Jurgen Klopp that was probably taking Liverpool over.
When did the Glazers go to Man United?
2005.
2005, yeah.
5 league titles.
2005. Oh yeah. No, then again, football was different back then. Like it was clear from Man United, like Fergie, like clearly ran everything about that club. Like he was more than just a manager. But in terms of this Liverpool situation, like again, I'm not saying FSG are like brilliant or they're perfect or anything, but I'm not going to pretend like they're terrible, because they've won a Prem. They've also, after that, challenged for like 3 or 4 titles. They've won a Champions League, been to 3 Champions League finals. Aside from that, they've won domestic trophies as well. Like, if people are going to praise everything Klopp's done and praise these players, can we not also praise the ownership that has brought in said players and manager? No?
You can praise
it's only fair. Because if we're going to say that FSG have failed in certain areas, can I not also say Klopp failed in certain areas? No one's going to talk about how Klopp has bottled 3 title races at Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, he has.
So, that's why I'm trying to say, let's make the criticism fair, because what Slot is doing this season, Liverpool should have won the title last season. Remember, everyone was saying quad? 2 seasons before that, everyone was also saying quad.
They played every game that year.
Yeah, and this is what people do when like fans do this. When they start failing, they want to start complaining about things. But why weren't you complaining when things looked good on paper? And it goes back to Chelsea fans. When I was talking about, I think it was after the Wolves game when Madueke scored a hat-trick. When I was talking about Madueke being wasteful in front of goal, Chelsea fans were telling me, "Oh, it didn't matter against Brighton because we won the game 5-2. So who cares if he missed his chance?" Now people want to talk about Madueke being wasteful in front of goal. Like, why are we criticizing only when things are bad? Because the signs were there when things looked good on paper. Because Liverpool fans, do you hear much FSG out chants or anything? No, you don't hear it, right? But if Liverpool don't win Champions League or they bottle the league to Arsenal, you're gonna hear FSG out.
Only hear FSG out when they have a terrible transfer window, like they don't sign players.
Exactly. And Man United are also quite similar as well, because people want to talk, and I know it's different because you guys have been talking about like the Glazers for years. However, you guys will say you want the Glazers out, you'll do a protest, you'll stop the Liverpool game from happening, and then a few months later, you'll sign Ronaldo, and all of a sudden, no one's going to speak about the Glazers.
Bro,
Arsenal fans do the same with Kroenke. Spurs fans definitely do the same with Levy, because they'll complain about Levy. Levy will sack Ange. They'll bring in another manager. They'll have a good transfer window, and all of a sudden, Spurs are going to win a trophy again.
It's the same. It's the same cycle with Tottenham. Same old cycle with Tottenham.
English fans, or at least Premier League watching fans, at least of the big clubs anyway, they're not consistent because when we watch foreign leagues, the way these fans behave is crazy, and they're able to actually affect real change.
AC Milan emptied the whole stadium, bro. The whole stadium was empty with AC Milan. And 2 years later, they won the league. 2 years later, they won the league.
Now let's see, would an Arsenal do that, or would a Chelsea do that, or a Man United or a Liverpool? They might do it for one game. Yeah, they'll do it for one game. But will you do it the game after that, or the game after that? No, you won't.
Man United fans should have continued that protest since lockdown. Remember that Liverpool game that we cancelled? We should have continued.
Exactly. But what happened was you didn't, and then they bought Ronaldo, and all of a sudden, Viva Ronaldo, we're going to win the league.
To be fair, that was one of my happiest days after Charles.
Yeah. Like Chelsea fans, they want to do this protest, right? But what will happen is Chelsea will probably still end up getting Champions League football, will sign like an Osimhen, and then no one's going to want to protest again until we go through another bad run of form. But me, I'll remain consistent about my thinking. But I know what this fan base is like. I know what Premier League watching fans are like. We know what Premier League watching fans are like. That's why for me, I'm like, I don't listen to these fans when they get emotional because there's never real logic with it. But
they're all reactionary without a reason.
Yep.
But no, you're right about that because my fans are, or the clubs, at least Premier League clubs, the fans that they support Premier League clubs like Tottenham, United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea. They're all sorry, leave Man City out of this. The clubs that I listed, yeah, Arsenal as well. Their fans are just they're so easygoing. They're so easygoing. It's like, bro, whatever the club does, it just pleases the fans. The younger generation, it is nowadays because they don't know much about what's happened back in 2005. They don't know much about what's happened back in when ownership's taken over. They don't know about Kroenke's what happened when they took over. They don't know what happened when Glazers took over United. It's like whatever the club does, it easily pleases the fans because they're always like they always want to spread toxic positivity every single time. And I'm like,
I feel the toxic positivity you're talking about there. I feel some content creators in the footballing space are tapped up by the clubs that they support in order to spread positive PR about it. Yep. Like for example, I saw this. There's this ever-present Arsenal fan on Twitter, and he was quizzed about the club's history, and he knew next to. Cool.
Oh my bro!
If you saw that was disgrace. Even Robbie didn't know what year Arsenal moved into the Emirates, and I'm thinking, how can you not know that?
Bro, I was listening to that, right? I was watching that, and I was like, because when I see those things happen on Sky Sports, I always try and like play along in my head to see what I know, right? And there's certain things I was like, I mean, even I know that, or at least like even if you don't know, at least you could have guessed it correctly and been right. Like you don't know where Wenger came from, Monaco, and even listen. Fine. Grand Passé, fine. That's it's a Japanese club, right? Maybe you can't pronounce the club.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know he came from the Japanese league. You think he came from Monaco?
If I'm not mistaken, he didn't know who Tony Adams scored against in '98 to win us the league. That's like one of the most famous goals in our history.
Who scored the fourth goal against Everton?
The fourth goal against Everton. Would you believe it? That's one of the most iconic bits of commentary.
And like, I understand being nervous, right? Like, I did one of these quizzes like a few years ago, and stuff like for Facebook or whatever, right? Where I was quizzed on Chelsea, and I was a bit nervous because I was like, I don't want to get shit wrong and then be laughed at. But I got like. There's like 10 questions. I only got like 2 wrong. So it's like like if you know the club, it was like easy enough to be fair. But like still, like if you know the club, you should be able to know a lot of the questions that were asked on that thing weren't even that difficult.
They weren't.
Like, you should know them. Like, and the thing is, like, I know people want to try and defend it, and I get it. Like, big Sky Sports, whatever, the lights are bright, but you're then going to get ridiculed because if you claim to be this, like, massive
Top
Arsenal
goon
fan
is
or
super fan.
Chelsea fan or whatever, yeah, and like you're talking online because you're this big content creator, and people look to you for knowledge about the club or insight about transfer rumors or whatever, and you can't get like basic stuff right that you should probably know. Yeah. Social media is going to do what social media does best. They're going to laugh. Because here's the thing. If Troops got those stuff wrong, or it was Lee Gunner,
Bro, they would have.
or if it was, say, rants about Man United, or Goldbridge, or say Rory Jennings about Chelsea or Lewis, you see how people would say, I told you they're not a real fan.
Most United fans don't claim Mark Goldbridge anyways. They don't.
No, I know, but I'm just making the point of these massive content creators for respective clubs. People will be saying, I told you they're not a real fan. So, like, you can't be getting stuff like that, bro. You can't. I'm sorry, you cannot. Like, it's.
Bro,
No, but this links back to the whole, I feel like clubs push out PR through content creators because it's evident they don't know that much about the club in the grand scheme of things. You look at Arsenal, for example, this whole Mikel Arteta fan wank. Honestly, what is if you're getting all giddy over Mikel Arteta for 0 trophies in 5 years with his own squad? God only knows what our fan base would be like if we had Henry in charge, for example, or a Bergkamp or a Tony Adams. Imagine if we had an actual legend as our manager instead of Arteta.
Oh, Henry,
they would be untouchable for life.
Do you not remember your fan base? Was it like 2 years ago or something? Henry
fell out with Thierry Henry.
Yeah, your fan is. Bro, there's even some Arsenal fans saying Henry's not a legend. Like what?
No, they were saying the same about Paul Merson as well. Like, what are you talking about? They've done more than Arteta ever will with us, you know?
Like, it's for me, like, I've been very critical of Lampard when he was Chelsea manager. Very critical. But, like, I was able to separate. As soon as he got the job, I separated manager from player. So whenever I spoke about Frank not being good, that's why I always say Frank is the manager, Lampard's the player. I can separate it and be like, but like when people are trying to have a go at Henry knows a thing or two about winning things. So like maybe they should turn up fine. He's not a good Henry's not a good like manager, but like when you listen to him speak on like Sky Sports and stuff about the game, I don't know. It's like but it is what it is. Keep backing Arteta, man. He's the guy.
Shut up, man. No, honestly, it's almost like we're in. I feel like I'm in like a. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm in 1984, right? I feel like Winston Smith in the book 1984, because every single other Arsenal fan around me seems to just relentlessly back this guy, and just seems to pull out whatever bullshit narrative they can come up with. I honestly, I feel isolated because I'm just like, are you not seeing what I'm seeing? Like, I understand we've got close, right? And obviously, after 20 years of absolute bollocks, it's going to feel like, oh my God, something's happening. But the harsh reality is we've won nothing in 5 years. The harsh reality is we've gone 21 years without a league title. What was it, 31 years without a European trophy, 33 years without a Carabao Cup, 5 years without an FA Cup. Like, this is the harsh reality. And everyone just seems to be so happy. I don't get it. Please, can someone tell me? I feel trapped. I feel like I'm the only one that can see these things.
But he's had to build his own squad, guys.
Oh, yeah, £700 million deep. You know, I expect a Carabao Cup by then. But no, you get bitched by Newcastle, a team that's won fuck all in 70 years. What's that all about?
But Chelsea spent $1 billion, guys.
To be fair, yeah, your squad planning was crap, but yeah.
So that's what the excuses they'll say. But no one can beat Pep, guys.
Because there's also this running narrative that once Pep and City drop off, we will automatically be there to take first place. Lo and behold, Liverpool go up, and then we're still making it.
I was saying that to Arsenal fans last year. There's no guarantee because if and when Pep leaves, what makes you think Liverpool or Chelsea or United won't just step up and compete as well?
Or even Newcastle with their billions.
You're going to appoint someone that's going to take them to another level as well.
Yeah, like okay, fine. No one's going to be a Pep. Fine. But because what City are good at, fine, no one may be a Pep, but they'll get the best possible available option.
To be fair with you, City's owners City's the board haven't shown they've shown lack of ambition in transfer windows as of late. Like that's something that's kind of concerned me about Man City. Maybe that's why they need Pep to stay, so he can rebuild the squad and leave it to the next manager. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they need Pep to rebuild the squad. Like in terms of if Pep wanted to leave, he could leave. He doesn't. It doesn't need to be Pep that rebuilds the squad.
No, because the thing is, I think they need. I think they need someone of a high profile to rebuild and leave for the next manager. In terms of the next manager that have to deal with pressure.
I disagree.
Because
when Pep went to City, he had to build the squad in the first place. The squad there wasn't good.
Pep's CV is something else. That's why they can trust Pep to rebuild the squad. And the year later they won the league. But
no, I'm not saying that obviously Pep can rebuild the squad. What you said was that they want Pep to rebuild the squad for the next guy to come in. They don't have to do that.
No,
Pep doesn't have to build the squad for the next guy.
But in my opinion, they should because
I don't think so. Pep plays such a niche style of football. Not many managers can actually do it. And when you see people attempt to do it, Arteta, Maresca, they're not that good. Company, they're not that good.
Maybe, yeah. The thing is with Pep, though, he has the pull of bringing in good players. That's why they kind of you know what, maybe.
Yeah, but I think City now have pull as well.
No, they do. But it depends on the pedigree of the manager because who do they appoint? The Girona manager, I think, is the next guy because
he always have a short list of managers. Remember, a few years ago, Ten Hag was apparently on that short list. Man United got his ass. Now they had Amorim. Man United have him. He's not working. City have a short list, so they'll be fine.
Yeah. He's not working yet. Well,
you said I don't think he's gonna work at all. But I don't think it's also not Amorim's fault. Well, it might be his fault as well, but I think
not really.
No, I mean Amorim is stubborn and not adapting to what's currently here.
The board should have done better. They should have waited till the summer to appoint this guy.
But you guys say that, but you guys all wanted Ten Hag out and to bring in Amorim.
No. I wanted Ten Hag out, but at least maybe we should have given Ruud van Nistelrooy to the end of the season, to be honest, because now it's not looking like it's working with Amorim mid-season because
but people are only saying that now in hindsight. But at the time, this is what United fans wanted. So
no, the stance was never going to change. Like Ten Hag getting sacked was always the number one thing. But the biggest issue was now you've appointed Amorim, right? He hasn't had a transfer window, proper summer transfer window. Excuse me. A proper summer transfer window. He doesn't have a proper preseason. Doesn't have time to implement his own system. That's what I'm saying. We could have had a whole preseason, a whole summer to bring in a style of play, everything, you know. But now we're just we're having to throw everything in mid-season. It's not working. This is why I think better to have brought him in the summer, to have sacked Ten Hag in the summer, or wait till next summer to bring him in, and given Van Nistelrooy to at least the end of the season, because now I'm thinking nothing's working, because you bring him in mid-season, what's he gonna do? You can't change everything mid-season. Although I will say this: Moyes has come into Everton. Look at them. Unai Emery, Aston Villa, Eddie Howe, and the new owners. Look at Newcastle. This is what I'm saying. Impact can be something else. Impact. You need to make an impact, but also if you want to change everything up all at once, you might as well wait till the summer to do that. Not do it mid-season because it's all battle and scrap now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get back to predictions anyways. Prime, wait, I'll ask Prime since I already asked Josh. Leicester, what did you say for Leicester Brentford today? Obviously Brentford are 3-0 up, but what was your prediction for that one? Prime. Oh, I think it's frozen.
Wait, no, I'm not frozen.
No, we'll do predictions now, and then we'll wrap up. We'll wrap up in like 20 minutes, something like that.
What are you asking me?
Predictions.
For
What was your initial prediction for Leicester Brentford? Like, what was the prediction before the game started?
Oh my God, what's it? I don't know. I didn't have one.
Arsenal West Ham.
3-1 Arsenal.
Good
Yeah, I
man.
went 3-1 as well. Bournemouth Wolves.
2-1 or 3-2 Bournemouth.
Fulham Palace.
3-0 Fulham.
Tottenham Ipswich. Josh.
2-0 Ipswich.
3-2 Spurs.
2-1 Ipswich. Southampton Brighton. 3-1 Brighton. What are you both saying?
Is that St Mary's?
Yeah, St Mary's.
I should know. I was up the Amex for the home game. 3-1 Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah, 3-1 Brighton. I went for 3-1 as well. Prime, what are you saying?
What game?
Southampton Brighton.
Fuck off, Brighton. 3-0 Brighton.
Obviously, you said 2-0 to Villa against Chelsea. What was your prediction for Newcastle Nottingham Forest? Sorry, what did you say?
What was the thing?
Newcastle Forest.
1-0 Forest.
And Liverpool City. City Liverpool, sorry.
It's at the Etihad, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Liverpool's draw with Villa. Where was that? Anfield.
Villa Park.
Villa Park. And they drew away at Everton as well before that 2-2, and then they barely beat Wolves 2-1. Just about beat Wolves 2-1.
Uh, 3-3 draw.
I went for 2-1 Man City.
I went 2-2.
Last but not least, I was getting to the United game really quickly. Look, it's not been a good week for us. Obviously, losing to Spurs. Look, I will say this though. Last week we missed a lot of chances. That's one thing that I can at least say. You know what? We didn't play bad, but we missed a lot of chances. But still, it's not good enough. The chances we missed are not good enough. The games we played before that, not good enough. So United better win this game. I don't know if we're gonna win this game. I don't know if we're gonna do something. But look, beating Leicester the week before, losing to Palace at home. Our form in the Premier League hasn't been the best. Our position in the Premier League is not the greatest, and it's looking like we're gonna finish there this season. So, do you know what? Not lack of signings in January transfer window, lack of standards, lack of lack
Lack of finish, lack of anything but shit.
Everything, bro. It's just everything as a whole. It's just not been. It's not been a great month for United. Just apart from the FA Cup and the Europa League, that's all we've got to hold on to. But I don't know we'll get through in the Europa League. We'll see about that though. 2-1 United. Why not? I don't give a shit. 2-1 United. Fuck it.
I don't know. Because I expected Everton to beat you at Goodison last year. Because that was after their points deduction. I thought they'd come out firing, but
Yeah.
you slapped them 3-0. And I think something similar might happen here. 3-1 United. It'll be a surprising victory.
Yeah. Something similar when Ole was manager. We were like, you know what? He was about to get sacked. And unexpected happened. We beat Everton. We ended up beating Everton. So, same scenario, but we're in 15, so I don't know. Prime, what are you saying, though, bro, about this game? Everton United. Oh, I just remember this. Merseyside versus Manchester this weekend. It's
Historic
Merseyside.
Everton United.
Yeah.
Where's the game?
Goodison.
Oh, 2-0 Everton. Easy.
I won't be surprised. It won't surprise me, man. It really won't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me if United's 1-9.
By the way, what was your predictions for the Champions League draw that came out today?
I don't have any.
Bruges Villa. What are you saying about that one? Who do you go?
Villa have a good like their pathway. Villa have a chance.
They got Liverpool, bro, next round. If Liverpool
or PSG.
Yeah, so that one's gonna be tough.
You don't, bro. Yeah, but like the way Emery has Villa drilled, and we've seen what Emery's done in Europe before. Like they do have a chance. I'm not saying they're favorites or anything, no, but as dark horses, they've got a chance.
Dortmund, Lille. I'm gonna go with Dortmund. PSV, Eindhoven, Arsenal. But Madrid derby though, bro. Madrid derby is gonna be interesting to watch. I'm obviously banking on Real Madrid to win, and then Liverpool, PSG. We'll preview this game again. We'll preview it all again soon. So make sure you guys tune in. You guys think you win Conference League? You think you win Conference League?
We have to.
I think it'll be Chelsea versus Fiorentina or Betis in the final. That'll be the games. I think I don't see anyone else making the final other than Chelsea and Betis and Fiorentina. That's all 3 teams I see. But yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say to be honest. Guys, anything else to say before we wrap up?
Better beat West Ham.
Yeah, you must.
Need to. At least put the pressure on. I know we sound like Pochettino Spurs, but we're not much better than them.
Wait. No way.
What?
They threw a fucking knife at the keeper in La Liga.
Yeah. Hey, see what I mean? Obviously, that's bad, but standards. Standards.
Obviously, that's bad.
Yeah, bro, was it Inzaghi, I think, when he took the Inter job? Did they not they robbed his steering wheel or something? The Inter fans. And then when he won the league for them, they returned it back or something.
It's Celta Vigo Osasuna. Celta Vigo Osasuna.
And you're telling me that Man United fans, Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans can't do it. Again, don't throw a knife at a goalkeeper.
Don't condone killing the keeper.
Hey, I'll tell you this. If Sanchez had the threat of a knife being thrown at him, he'd make a few saves. That's all I'm saying.
Noticing.
Noticing. I might need to buy that. Never mind.
Threatened to attack him. Yeah, fair enough.
We'll be back on Tuesday to preview the fixtures for the games. Josh, are you at Brighton on
not on the weekend because they're away. I'm at the Amex on the Tuesday when they play Bournemouth actually, so that should be a good game.
we'll see you Monday then.
Yeah,
So Monday.
I'll be available for Monday.
So Monday will be okay. Speaking of the Turkish league, yeah, guys, that's right. Fenerbahce next game on Monday night.
Have you seen Jose's pathway to the final?
Yeah, I've seen it.
He could
All
play,
potential.
He's got all his former
bro.
clubs and Spurs on the other side. He's got
Bro, he
United,
could play. I think what he could play Roma in the quarters, United in the semi, and Spurs in the final.
Do you think United go through?
That's crazy. Oh no, United are not beating Sociedad. But regardless, if that happens for Jose, that's crazy. Do you know the amount of shit he could talk if that happens and he wins the conference, the Europa League? Hey, heritage, man.
All for Jose
I need that.
If United are winning the Europa League, give it to Jose. I want Jose.
No. But what I mean is beating Roma, United, and Spurs to win the Euro. That is box office, man. That's heritage.
That's heritage right there. That's crazy. But yeah.
Hey, what phase is he in? How much is he spent?
Yeah, what phase? What phase is he in? Yeah. What phase is Jose Mourinho in? Phase. What phase? 0.5.
Phase win ASAP.
Phase win ASAP. Facts. It's always win, bro. Always gotta win.
Wonder if he'll win the deserve to win-o-meter as well.
Man, Leicester getting relegated, fam. Yeah, they're actually going down, bro. Leicester are actually getting relegated, bro.
Was it gone 4-0? 4-0 Brentford?
No, it's still 3-0 Brentford.
No. The Leicester stink, honestly.
Bro, they're terrible. I hate to say
they let number 9 Marino dunk on them twice. I mean, come on. Like, at that stage, the writing's on the wall.
Could have had a hat trick if Declan Rice didn't mess it up at the end, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I think we're gonna close out here. We're gonna wrap it up. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Obviously, thank you guys for under 40 subs, but the goal is to get to 150 before the end of February. So let's get there. 9 more subs. 20 of you watching. The link is in the quote tweet. Make sure you guys click that and subscribe. What do you guys got coming up now this weekend? Other than football this weekend, what do you guys got coming up? And anything to do? Guys busy? A busy weekend?
Exam revision. That's about it.
Good luck, man. Good luck.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday if you wanna preview the game again on Monday. I think.
Best of luck with your exams, bro.
Thank you, Prime, and good luck with whatever you're doing until Monday.
Well, Chelsea tears, but aside from that,
can't wait.
Hey, beat West Ham before you talk, okay?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And hey, Kevin, just make sure the Everton loss is not too bad.
Oh, we must win, bro. You already know we must, bro. And if we don't win, yeah, let's just get relegated. I hope for a 30-point deduction, we get relegated and Glazers get fucked. So that'd be nice to see.
Small price to pay for salvation, at least.
You want hey, listen.
If
the Glazers, bro, allow the Glazers, man.
Nah. Get them out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here,
bro. My ownership.
Nah, your ownership is better than ours by a country.
Respect the Glazers, man. My ownership, and the Glazers we trust. Ineos.
Top Reds who want Ineos. This is for you. So anyway,
he's a local lad, Akavin. How can you save him?
Sorry,
he's a local lad. How can you save him? Much better than the Qatari ownership that would demand standards and demand players.
Yeah, listen. You're not even a top red, mate. Relax, man. You're not even a top red.
Terrible.
Have you sat in the piss at Old Trafford? No, you haven't, mate. Relax.
Oh, I've been to Old Trafford, but it's been raining, so luckily. It was during the Fergie era. I've been to Old Trafford.
What game was it?
United City, Old Trafford. 2000.
Was it the 6-1? Please say it was the 6-1.
No, it wasn't 6-1. It was.
Oh, damn.
We lost 2-1. But we won the league that year.
Oh, Fergie's last season.
Yeah.
Aguero late winner. Okay, yeah.
It was hella cold though.
Well, it is Manchester in April, so.
went back to the hotel to catch the rest of the game. It was really, really cold. So yeah, it's what it is. But yeah, we're gonna close out. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you on Monday. United, do your thing. Yeah, see you.
I mean, you say United do their thing, but United's thing lately is losing. So
Yeah. So
Hopefully they do.
lose, get relegated, get Glazers out. That's perfect. Win-win for me. But yeah, take care, people. See you.